I still take the long way around the interstate just to avoid one specific exit, the car wash on Miller Road. Nothing bad ever happened there. No accidents, no fights, no final goodbyes under flickering neon. Just 6 faded blue metal stalls, a missing letter on the sign, and concrete dividers stained with decades of runoff. And yet, every time I pass it, I feel a strange physical pressure in my chest, as if slowing down would pull me into something heavier than traffic. For years, I've treated that patch of land like a sinkhole in the city, inventing small, reasonable excuses, weak water pressure, broken change machines, when the truth is simpler and harder. I wasn't avoiding the place. I was avoiding the memory of an ordinary Saturday that turned out to matter more than I ever expected. We used to wash the truck there like it was a shared ceremony. Elena always took the driver's side, chamois cloth over her shoulder, hair tied back in a loose knot that never stayed put. She shouted instructions through the mist, half joking, half serious, reminding me to check the wheel wells after the drive back from her mother's place in the valley. Quarters clinked into the slot, industrial cherry soap filled the air, and sunlight fractured through the spray until the stall looked like stained glass. We didn't talk about plans or problems. We talked about water spots and whether tacos de birria were worth the detour. In that humid, echoing space, life felt manageable, clean, temporary, and endlessly repeatable.
What stays with me now isn't her voice, but the sound. The spray hitting the hollow metal of the truck bed, a steady drumming that erased the rest of the city. Inside those stalls, Albuquerque disappeared behind water and foam. And at this age, the far side of 50, I understand something I didn't then. Life isn't measured by milestones. It's measured by these unremarkable pockets of time where nothing is required of you except presence, holding a hose, watching water run clear. I avoid Miller Road because that sound is still there, vibrating like a tuning fork, and I'm afraid that if I hear it again, I'll realize how much of my life I've spent waiting for a rinse cycle that already ended.
People think we avoid places because of pain. Most of the time, it's the opposite. We avoid them because the joy stored there has become too heavy to carry. I see young couples there now as I pass on the highway, him spraying her shoes as a joke, her laughing and shielding her face with paper towels, and I feel something that looks like envy but isn't. It's recognition. They think they're just washing a car. They don't know they're building a monument out of concrete and suds, a place one of them will someday learn to drive around. I finally pulled into the 3rd stall yesterday, not because I was ready, but because the dust on the windshield had started to look like proof of how long I'd been hiding. The machine swallowed my $5 bill with familiar indifference. The wand kicked hard in my hand when I squeezed the trigger. I washed the truck in silence, skipped the wax, watched dirty water spiral into the drain. There was no revelation waiting for me, just damp jeans, chemical cherry soap, and water beating down the hood like mercury. Sitting there afterward, I understood something quietly important. The place was never dangerous. It was just a place. And the only thing I had been avoiding was the fact that I'm still here. The truck is clean, and the road ahead is wide open, even if I have to drive it alone.